My name is Feng Xing, and this is our group members. They are Ning Wang, Jia Xinxiong, Ziheng Yang, Yicheng Zhang, and Jian Chiye. The purpose of this presentation by our group is to analyze what international leaders have do when they faced with the ethical dilemmas. This is our outline. The introduction, the ethical dilemma faced, the option and the decision, and the analysis of leadership style, the rationale for approach, and the suggestions and the conclusion. For everyone, they have many different understanding of international leadership, and there are many different views of the international leaderships around the world. For global leaders, there are many problems and situations they will encounter in their career, and one of the most common situations is the ethical dilemma. When leaders are faced with ethical dilemmas, it usually requires them to choose between two equally powerful core values. Our group chose Jeff Bezos as our case study. Jeff Bezos founded Amazon, and it is the largest online bookstore in the world. And he is the chairman and the CEO of the Amazon Group. As a global for-profit organization, and Jeff Bezos as a global leader faced the same ethical dilemma as the most profit leaders. It is choosing between the uh, welfare of customers and employees. Whether Jeff Bezos puts his customers over the welfare of his employees, or whether he puts his welfare of his employees first, is what our panel is going to discuss next. Our group will critically analyze and discuss the ethical dilemmas that Jeff Bezos faces in 5 areas, and conclude with our recommendations. And then Yicheng Zhang will analyze the definition of ethical dilemmas and the relationship between ethical dilemmas and leaderships.
Hello, I'm Yicheng Zhang. Let me talk about what is an ethical dilemma. Ethical dilemma is a moral situation in which a choice has to be made between two equally undesirable alternatives. Ethical dilemmas may arise out of various sources of behavior or attitude, and for instance, it may arise out of failure of personal conflict of personal values and organizational goals. Organizational goals versus social values. A business dilemma exists when an organization decision maker faces a choice between two or more options. In situations of this kind, one must act out of produce to take a better decision. Well, that is an example to explain what is ethical dilemma through Amazon. Although Amazon is a huge company, its CEO is the richest man in the world. Amazon still has a lot of ethical problems. Many reports indicate that the employees there are forced to achieve high goals and terrible working conditions. Employees put urine in bottles to reduce toilet time. Employees don't even drink water so that they don't have to urinate at work. Amazon's top executives are rich in profits, but their employees are suffering. Now, I will talk about the relationship between moral dilemma and the relationship and the leadership. Okay, at the first, leadership development must include the program on ethical reasoning and decision making. Through training, manager must explore the issues of personal morality and moral responsibility, and aligned with organizational values. And the first and the second, leadership program must include selection, development, evaluation, and rewards policies that are aligned in such a way as to reflect the support of the value of the organization. Today, we are living in a society with powerful economic, political, social, and cultural forces, and people will increasingly face the need for leadership development plans, including guidance on morality and moral values. If an organization wants to flourish, it must have a sense of moral responsibility. Okay, thank you. That's all. And next to my partner Jia Xiong.
Hi, Professor. My name is Jiaxin Xiong, and I will analyze Bezos' options in ethical dilemmas. Firstly, Bezos is tough and a rigorous leader. It helps him to be able to get sustainable and trustworthy employees for long-time goals. Besides, Bezos decides to put customer before employees' welfare, prioritize customers, aim to achieve the company goals by gradually increase sales each year. However, Amazon was caught in a warehouse scandal. Amazon warehouse workers are forced to pee in bottles or forgo the bathroom breaks entirely because fulfillment demands are too high. According to CLB News, targets have reportedly increased exponentially. Workers say in a new surveys relieved over the week, and as a result, they feel pressured and stressed to meet new goals. Therefore, according to this figure in this month, share of Amazon fell 65 Wednesday, affecting not just the company's market value, but founder Jeff Bezos' future as well. Additionally, Bezos, who also owns nearly 78.9 million shares of Amazon stock, said his wealth dropped by 5.2 billion on Wednesday to 118.9 billion as the stock price fell. Nevertheless, Amazon released its third quarter financial result after the U.S. stock market closed on October 25. But its stock price fell by more than 10% before the next day. If you look at the whole Amazon financial result, it can be said that it's a very poor financial report. In compare with a regular leader, Bezos started to consider the importance of employees' welfare can help increase productivity and sales. Under the influence of managerial and ethical dilemmas, for instance, Amazon is hiring temporary workers to help the employees' welfare during the off-season. In addition to fair salary, employees will have the opportunity to own the Amazon stock as well as paid vacation and insurance by accident. This not only reduces stress on employees, but also increases the number of workers improving their welfare. Besides, data of Amazon annual net revenues from 2012, where well-being of workers started to be prioritized up to current net revenue. From the chart, we can see the share and benefit of employees are getting better and better, not only salary. In compare with 2012 revenue bar after Bezos pay attention to employees' welfare, Amazon net revenue bar from 2012 to 2020 have a dramatic change. Okay, next part is talk about the leadership style. I will introduce my team member Ning Wang.
Thanks for Xiong Jiaxin. And regarding leadership styles, I have summarized the following 4 points. First of all, the behavioral style of a leader is composed of the patterns of people trying to influence others. Secondly, most leadership styles have both advantages and disadvantages, and none of them has been identified as the best existing solution. Then comes the third point. Behavior style has two inclusions, guiding behavior and supporting behavior. The last point is the command style, which is task-oriented to achieve goals, while the support style is assisted by the promotion of interpersonal relationships. Research shows that there are more than 30 different leadership styles, and 6 of them are most common in business. There are authoritarian, democratic, transformational, laissez-faire, servant, and situational. Each leadership style has its pros and cons. There is no perfect leadership style. When a leader discovers the leadership style of others and compares it with his own leadership style, he can use his strengths to make up for his own weakness, which will greatly help his organization. In addition, regarding to behavior style, there are 2 inclusions of the behavioral style, the directive behaviors and the supportive behaviors. Directive style achieves goals via task orientation, whereas supportive style assists by promoting relationships. From these 2 behaviors, 4 leadership styles are summarized. The first is telling. All tasks are directed by the leaders. The second is coaching. While guiding the team, ask the team members if they have any questions. The third is participating, where the instructor turns into the supporter, allowing the team members to understand their role in the team and solve problems on their own. Finally is delegating. The team leader passes responsibility for many tasks to the team. The team leaders only need to make decisions, and the team are more likely to nail the tasks. Last but not least, I will talk about Jeff Bezos' leadership style. He sets high standards for employees and hopes that employees can meet their own standards. Jeff Bezos' leadership style is unique. He encourages employees to express different opinions and allows employees to follow. Thinking of the problem from a different perspective will stimulate the imagination of employees. On the other hand, Jeff Bezos often puts pressures on employees. He hopes his employees could complete all tasks. If they couldn't make it, Bezos could be disappointed and being aggressive. He may even dismiss his employees. All in all, Jeff Bezos can be considered a leader with transformational traits. he can stimulate the imagination of employees, allow employees to fully discuss their questions, and encourage employees to complete their tasks. At the same time, he is also a strict person with his own leadership principles. And next part, my teammate Jianchi will continue to present.
Thank you, Wang Ning. Hello everyone, I'm Jianchi. Through Wang Ning's presentation, we know that leadership styles differ depending on leaders' traits, the people being leads, and the situation. Leaders often face many challenges while administering their duties. One of the challenges is the ethical dilemma, which refers to a situation requiring a leader to decide between two core values. Making decisions in such cases involves the application of moral conduct. Three approaches applicable in making ethical choices: ethical ism, utilitarianism, and altruism. The utilitarianism approach emphasizes the need for leaders to weigh and gauge the resultant outcome of a decision they make in terms of the advantages and disadvantages. It is a fact that ethical decisions favor some people and harm others in any organization. Thus, this theory is enlightening leaders to weigh the benefits and harms that their choices may cause. Leaders should make a decision that is more advantageous to the organization that they lead. Ethical egoism is the other approach. This approach focuses on self-interest. In this approach, leaders consider making decisions that present personal benefit to them. Altruism is the last approach. This approach states that the moral value of an individual's action depends on others' impact. The action of an individual are more favorable than unfavorable to others when embraced by the majority. The leadership style practiced by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos in this current context is directing style. The style is directing because Jeff Bezos focuses more on the tasks being done than employees. He sets a standard that should be met by the employees, thus subjecting them to a lot of pressure to meet the targets. Besides, Jeff Bezos encourages the employees to impose their opinions, motivating and encouraging critical thinking amongst the employees towards achieving the set standards. This indicates that he is supportive of his employees. Therefore, to a certain extent, Jeff Bezos applies utilitarianism and altruism approach in making ethical decisions. This is because the decisions he makes are not for self-gain but to benefit the organization as a whole. The altruism approach is visible where he encourages employees to air out their views, thus engaging employees in critical thinking, which is still helpful for the organization. This is the end of my part, and the next part will be presented by my group member Ziheng. Thank you.
Thank you, Jianchi. Now let me conclude a little bit. Suggestion and conclusion. Ethical dilemmas are situations that require an individual to decide between two core values. In the case, we choose Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon possesses a directive behavior style of leadership. She is a visionary and certain leader who sets high standards that the employees must meet. This makes employees work extra hard under intense pressure in order to achieve that set standards. So that employees are subject to the harsh working conditions, which compromises their mental and physical well-being. Jeff Bezos thus faced a dilemma of whether to maintain the customers' standards by subjecting employees into unfavorable working environment or considering the welfare of the employees. There are several recommendations that Jeff Bezos can consider to solve the irritation in the faces the same dilemmas in the future. First, she should consider hiring more employees to enable retention. The higher the number of employees, the sale of the employees to be retained in various departments, thus reducing the pressure caused by excess duties to the employees. In this case, the organization's normal operation will be beaten. Sales and revenues will continue to rise. Both employees' interest and customers' interest shall be maintained. Further, Jeff Bezos can aptitudes such as convincing employees that why need to working under a lot of pressure those statistician. In the case, Jeff Bezos can try to sensitize to the employees about the importance of meeting high standards despite working under a lot of pressure. He can maintain statistics such as the sales and revenues collected due to the maintenance of the high set standards. This may bring a lot of sense of the employees due to the evidence eligibility. Thus, they may agree that continue working under the same circumstances. I believe that these two suggestions will help the CEO face the same ethical dilemmas in the future. This is the end of the presentation, and there are our references. Thank you.